Three. Let's go to Mark. Mark is next. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Brian, I have a feel good story that happened over the weekend to me. Now, if you give me a little time to explain on how I converted a Trumper, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was I do a 7-mile walk every day.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, snow, sleet, hail, it doesn't matter. And a car kept going by me, going around the block, coming by me like 3 or 4 times. And finally, the car stopped. And a black guy got out of the car and started walking towards me. So I got a little, on the defense. And he came over and said, "Do you know where this house is?" And I looked at him, and he was holding Trump flyers,
Mm-hmm.
a black guy.
Yep.
And I said to him, "You're handing these out?" He said, "Yes." "Are you handing these out because you believe that in Trump?" He goes, "Why wouldn't I?" Now, Brian,
Yeah.
I started telling him, "I bet you watch Newsmax and Fox News." And he was intelligent. He wasn't MAGA. Pretty intelligent guy. He says, "Yes, I do." And I said, "What country did you come from?" And he said, "Jamaica." I knew that because he had a really a big accent.
Well, if you talk to MAGAs out there, they'll say he's not black, right? He turned black or something, right?
Well,
Yeah.
let me get to what happened. I then asked him, "So you're for Trump. Explain to me why you're against Kamala Harris." And he stated, "Well, we're being used by pawns by the administration of Biden." Then I stated, "In what way?" And he went, "War." I went, "Okay, I can understand in a way how you feel. But let me explain to you. How long you've been in this country?" He said, 20 years. I said, "We were pawns back in Vietnam and Korea. All right? It didn't start with this administration. It's every administration that we have been pawns going to war for the wrong reasons in some cases."
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand your ill feelings. So let me explain to you why I don't like Trump. And I was going through everything, Brian. I mentioned the science and chip back to why I was for Biden.
Yeah.
I mentioned the Trump University, and
Right.
I had my phone out, and I went to a clip of where of a Newsweek magazine that stated all about Trump University. He read it. He goes, "I never knew about this."
So at the end of the
And then I see
conversation, he said he would not be voting for Donald Trump. What happened at
the
the
end
end?
of the conversation was that after I mentioned everything, he goes, "I didn't know anything you told me.
Hmm.
They don't tell you this on Newsmax and Fox."
Right.
I said, "Have I opened your eyes?" He looked at me. He gave me all the flyers. Said, "Can you please dump them? I'm not with him anymore."
Well, congratulations on that one because you flipped one of them, which is a good thing. And
I flipped one.
well, I give that gentleman credit for listening to you and having an open
Yes,
mind, and I think that's great. I think that's great. You had a civil conversation with him. You were able to give
yes.
him some facts, and I think that's awesome,
And I
man.
felt so good. I came home. I told my wife, and she just hugged me and said, "Very good."
I think that's awesome. Well, Mark,
Thank you, Brian.
I appreciate your story, and you flip one voter, you can flip two, three. Let that be a lesson to everybody out there, and I give that other gentleman a lot of credit for listening.